What the DNA barcode actually is, it's a visual representation of our genome. There's a specific color marked to every one of our bases that is on the organism's DNA, and it makes it very easy to compare two genomes of two different species.
DNA barcoding can be used on a species at any stage of its life, and you only need a very small sample, so it becomes really easy and less harmful to the animal to identify it.
We don't know all the species, right? So the DNA barcoding website and the bold database is like a yellow pages. So unless everybody's in the yellow pages, you can't find everybody. So that research still needs to occur to include everything.
What is the value in running a BioBlitz?
BioBlitz has many values. The very first value that's very obvious is that it helps to identify the biodiversity in a specific area. The secondary value is it draws members of the scientific community together with members of the public and actually brings them together and engaged in the same kind of activity. So the Rouge Park BioBlitz that happened in 2012, we tried to cover an area approximately 9,800 acres in size, which is the entire Rouge Park. We did our best to do it. And our original expectations was to find somewhere between 700 and 800 species of plants and animals. We actually exceeded that by doubling it to almost 1,400 species of animals and plants. A lot of work in the BioBlitz was to identify things that are really, really hard to identify, especially the microscopic life that can be found. With the DNA barcoding, we could just simply speed that up so much more and make it so much more accurate as well.
I've learned that it's a great way to protect animals by finding out if they're being traded on the black market or not.
It's also such a simple and effective way to be able to control and help rehabilitate species that are endangered and make sure that other species cannot become endangered.
People are starting to make handheld barcoders. And what would it be useful for? Well, for example, if you're tracking tomatoes going across the border and there is a larvae on them, currently you need to send that to someone to have it identified. What you could see with barcoding is it could go straight into the barcoder. You could identify right away, is it a pathogen or is it just nothing we should be worried about? That's where I see it, mostly around food safety. I think is a big plus. And I think we can also use it to start tracking impact of humans on species and look and see where we can make a better effort as humans not to invade their territory so much.
We have an adopt a pond program here, so individuals can adopt a wetland in their own community, and they can help protect that and notify authorities if there's changes going on, or you yourself actually can go in and adopt a wetland and watch the species in there and let us know about changes that are going on and protect it forever. So we all have a role to play in making sure our wetlands are safe and good places in our communities.
Interestingly, the Aviation Authority in the States has just used barcoding to use it to track flights, bird hits coming into their airplanes. They can use DNA barcoding to identify which birds have hit, and with that they can change flight patterns to avoid the birds because flight hits is one of the major delays in the airline industry. So there's all sorts of kind of very useful applications to barcoding outside of just the bigger picture of looking at all the species across the earth.